today, I want to go over any of the questions you might have come across on this worksheet. I have a small little quiz, 4-question quiz. And then after that, we have a small lesson on showing how these go a little bit further. You got to help me out, though. What did I give you? Just the backside? All right. I'm not working them all out. I'm just working if you have some questions on some of them. They're all going to be done the same ways. What questions do you see on the backside that I could help you with? 12? All right. First thing on number 12, we are going to move the 16 over just by adding it to both sides. That gives me x squared minus 6x. Leave a space equals 16. Does everyone see the space? Yeah. All right. So down below that set of parentheses, is it going to be a positive sign or a negative sign, and how do you know? Yep, the negative. That sign follows down. Half of 6. Put a 3 there, and that quantity squared. And then 3 times 3 is 9. And so that's going to give me on the right side 25, because if I add 16 and 9 together, I get 25. Agree so far? Our infamous root. Don't forget the plus minus. Square root of 25. Okay, add 3. Does this give me 2 answers, or do I leave it like that? 2 answers. Not like that. The only reason is I don't have a radical anymore. I have no more square root sign. So 3 plus 5, 8. 3 minus 5, negative 2. Okay? So I don't know if the one on the quiz will work all the way out. I think it'll be left with a radical. I think there's 2 of them. They both have a radical. Okay? What other questions did you see on 11 through 18? What else could I help you with? What else? All that. Don't worry about me. Are you all right? Yeah. 14. 14, you got it. All right, number 14. Very first thing, we're going to move this over. So I'm doing the opposite to both sides. All right, x squared plus 10x equals negative 22. Agree? Okay, down below, you're going to set up a parentheses, squared. Okay, x goes in there. Is it a positive or a negative sign? Positive. Because this sign's positive here, it'll be positive down here. Half of 10. 5 times 5. Good? All right. So then do the math here. So negative 22 plus 25, I believe, is 3. Root, don't forget the plus minus. And then subtract 5. And this one, we're going to have, there's 2 answers there, but it looks like only kind of one clumped together answer because you have the radical in there. Okay? What else did you see on there that I could help you with? When your turn to watch them. One, 2. What other questions did you come across on this worksheet on the backside? Which one? 17, you got it. $17, you said? I can do it. I can do it. 17, moving down. Trying to move down. What's going on? That works. Oh, Copeland, here's your homework. Why is this not going down? There we go. 17. All right. What's the first thing we should do on number 17, friends? Minus 81. Nice. Minus 81. So gets to there. So I get x squared minus 24x, leave a space, equals negative 81. Good so far? Okay, down below, set of parentheses squared. Is it a positive or a negative sign? Negative. Half of 12, or half of 24 is 12. What's 12 times 12? Bottom number there. So add 144 to both sides. And I need a calculator because I'm not doing well with math right now. I'm sorry. Clear. 63. All right. Good so far? What's our ready sign? What are we ready for? Root. Don't forget the. Perfect. All right. Looking at root 63. What will that break down to? Which one of these numbers? 9 and 7. I like it.
Wait, how do we get 63 again?
Negative 81 plus 144. Because I squared 12 squared is 144. It's 9 and 7, so that's going to give me a 3 right there. So plus or minus 3 root 7. Add 12 to both sides, and we're done. Good? All right. If you need more time to finish it, great. Take time and finish the rest of that page. If you're already done, bring it to me, please. Or if you're handing me any old homeworks.
Thanks, Mr. Scott.
Let me know if I need it back up. He's coming in. All right. I'm going to give you guys a quiz. Little quiz. 4 questions. Give you guys this worksheet. Yes? I gave you guys this worksheet. Agree? All right. Trust me? Trust me? All right. All right. So follow along on this worksheet, what I'm going to do. Everyone has this worksheet, yes? Bowden, if I sit on this desk, you can see that board still, right? Okay. I'm sitting here not because you did anything wrong. I'm just sitting here. All right. So, when you complete the square to solve a quadratic, such as x squared plus 6x minus 9 equals 0, that's a quadratic, right? So we're going to go a little deeper. So take a look at the one that I have sitting there on the middle of the board, middle of your paper. 2x squared plus 3x minus 7 equals 0. Okay? So what's different about that one than what we've been working on, like the above one? What's different about it? What's different about? Yeah, there's a number in front of x squared, right? Does that make sense? All right, so this is the a value. Does that make sense? The a value is 2. Hey, make it back just in time. Oh, let me get you sheet. We just started this. So I don't even know where you had to go. It's just that note came for you. All right, so the only thing different between this and this is I have a 2 out in front. So we're going to call the a value. The a value is the number that is in front of x squared. What's the a value on the very top one? The x squared plus 6x plus 9. 1. Good. All right. The b value is here. So the b value is 3. That's the number that is in front of the term that's only x, not x squared. And then the c value is the value that doesn't have an x attached to it. Does that make sense? How I generated the a, b, and c. Okay. All right. So I want to focus on this problem right here. We're going to work through this problem, and I'm going to go slow for a reason. This is what we're focusing on. Agree? Okay. First thing I want to do is I want to divide everything by 2. So if I divide everything by 2 on this problem, I'm doing this. So then I get x squared plus 3 over 2x minus 7 over 2. And 0 divided by 2 is how much? Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, so I want to make sure you feel comfortable with what I did. Now, please stop me if something kind of went goofy. Okay, and I'm showing you this. There's a definite madness to my being, but all I did is I wanted this to be like an x squared. I didn't want 2x squared, so I divided everything here by 2. And if I go 2 divided by 2, that becomes 1x squared. I don't have to put that. 3 over 2x minus 7 over 2. Do you feel comfortable so far with what we've done? Okay, nothing too bad? Okay. So did I satisfy number 1 on there? Divide everything by the a value. Does everyone feel comfortable I did that direction? Okay. Move the term that does not have a letter to the opposite side of the equal sign and leave that space. Okay, which value up there is not attached to an x? 7, keep going, a little bit more. No, negative 7 over 2. Okay, so I want to move this value over here. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just go plus 7 over 2 plus 7 over 2. That's all I'm doing. So that means I'm going to have x squared plus 3 over 2x, leave the space, equals 7 over 2. Mathematically, yes, I understand the F words up there. We got fractions. Agree? But have I done anything? We're going to fill it. That's where we're going to use the blank space. That's where we're going to, remember how we did half of and then squared? That's what's going to go in there. All right. So below that, below what I've just written, make a set of parentheses. Okay? Other than the fractions, does this look like just what we've been doing? Okay. So ready? Inside the parentheses, put the x, and then the sign. What's the sign that's going to follow down here? Plus. All right. All right. Take a deep breath. Y'all ready? This is the simplest thing in the world that 90% of students, if they don't take a breath, are going to make complicated. You ready? How do you take half of a fraction? Multiply what? The denominator. All right. If I'm going to take half a fraction, I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I get 3 over 4. Okay. So what exactly does that mean? If I had 3 over 2, that means half of 3 over 2 is 3 over 4. All you do to take half of a fraction is double the denominator, double the bottom. Okay? All right. Now, this is going to be a plus. What's 3 times 3? What's 4 times 4? Okay. I'm going to stop there for a minute. I want to make sure you comprehend this. Okay. Tell me right now. By saying no means you don't get what I'm going to try to play to. do you feel comfortable that half of 3 over 2 is 3 over 4? Because I just multiplied the bottom by 2. Does that make sense? That's the number one key. Okay. So, do you feel, other than having a fraction, that this to here looks the same what we had been doing? It's just we had numbers that were like not fractions. Agreed? Okay. And if I just had the 7 plus 9, that would look similar to what we had been doing, right? Whatever this was gets added over here, right? Okay, so we have to deal with a little bit of adding fractions. Okay, so let's see how I'm doing on this. Okay, so this is the fourth part. All right, this is this part. Square the new value and make sure you add it. Okay, that's everything I've done. So let's make sure we make sense. Below, make a set of parentheses. We did that. Inside the parentheses, put the x and put the sign in front of the x term. We did that. Okay? Take half the value in front of the new term. Half of 3 over 2 is 3 over 4. So put that in there. Square that new value. 3 over 4 squared is 3 over 4 times 3 over 4, or 3 times 3 over 4 times 4, which is 9 over 16. Okay, does it seem okay with our stuff? Okay. All right. So the most complicated part of this problem, we're going to go 7 over 2. I'm just going to do this off to the side, over 9 over 16. I'm going to multiply this by 8 over 8, which is going to give me 56 over 16 plus 9 over 16. All I did right here is I got a common denominator. And guys, you know what? I know we suck at fractions, so just kind of like try and press through a little bit. I'm going to add 56 and 9 because I have a common denominator. 56 and 9 add together. So I'm going to get down to here. 56 plus 9, 65 over 16. Okay. Now, doesn't this look the same as what we've been doing, except I have a fraction? What's this step right here? What does number 8 say? Root, don't forget the plus minus. All right. So root, don't forget the plus minus. So I get x plus 3 over 4 equals plus or minus, okay, 65, 64, 49, 36, 25, 16, 9, and 4 won't work. So 65 is staying as is. What's the square root of 16? Okay, so notice what I did here. Root 65 won't break down. Of course, I put 64 there because, I'm teaching a complex thing. Why not make it worse? Okay, so the 65, root 65. Notice I took the square root of 16, so I no longer have a square root in the bottom. Does that make sense? And then solve for x. So what you're going to do, you're going to subtract 3 over 4, subtract 3 over 4. So that's going to give me x equals negative 3 over 4 plus or minus square root 65 over 4, which, if we do this the right way, are those the same denominators? Congratulations, friends. You just completed the square of a complex problem where the a value wasn't 1. But my friends, remember how I've told you that everything I've been trying to show you on these things, everything should fall in the same category. The big hang up on this kind of stuff is the F word. You got fractions. Agree? And that sometimes is scary. All right. May I go to the backside? All right. Follow the same 9 steps. So this means I'm going to divide everything by 4, which is going to give me x squared minus 3 over 4x plus 5 over 4 equals 0. Why did I divide everything by 4 on that one? The a number is the 4. The number in front of the x squared is a 4. I want it to be a 1. Okay? So, move and parentheses squared. All right, so this what did I do there? And look past that there's a fraction. Look past that there's a fraction. Whoa. This always is better when my board goes down during the most complex thing ever. What's that? Because that was what my joke was for. Oh my gosh, give me a break. This thing is frustrating me. It's like I have you guys hanging on. It's like, nope, stirrup, not gonna work. Two, 7, 9, 6, 9, 1. All right. How about that? Thank you, front row. All right. We're good so far? All right, ready? We want a set of parentheses. Quantity squared. X, what's the sign got to be in there now? Minus. That sign has to match. What is half of 3 over 4? Half of 3 over 4. What did I say on the last one? What is it? By? Multiply the denominator by? 2. 3 over 8. So 3 over 8 is half of 3 over 4. Okay? Equals. All right. What is 3 times 3? What is 8 times 8? Agree? Didn't I square 3 over 8? 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 8 is 64. All right. All right. So we have to take care of this. Common denominator. I am going to multiply. I'm going to multiply this by 16, this by 16. Okay, looks a little crazy, huh? All right, ready? Root. Don't forget the plus minus. My friends, why did I get an 8 in the denominator?
Because you have to have the same.
It is the same. Well, what do what? Yeah. Yeah, so I have the square root over the whole fraction here. Now I only have the square root over the 71 because the square root of 64 is 8. All right. Last step. Anyone want to take a shot at it? Add 3 over 8. Add 3 over 8.
What?
I got you, kid. All right. So, does everyone agree that these are somewhat ugly looking answers? What time are we out of here?
6.
Okay. Ready? Can I move down? If you let me get through this, I won't give you homework tonight. Deal? Deal? Ready? We're dialed in here. All right, the very first thing was I do not want to have, I'm going to have A, B, and C rather than having numbers. Is that okay? So that means I have x squared plus b over a x plus c over a equals 0. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the a, b, and c represent numbers from the other side, right? We have a and b and c. A is in front of x squared, b is in front of x, c is the number that doesn't have an x. All right. I am going to move and leave a space. Did I just subtract c over a from both sides? Set of parentheses, squared, x plus. Okay. All right. You guys know this. Dial in. Dial in. Have you ever heard this yet all day? Okay. I have a fraction, b over a. Agree? Agree? b over a is my fraction there? Agree? Sean, you agree?
Yeah.
b over a is my fraction? All right. If I want to take half of a fraction, what do I multiply by 2? Denominator. So what's 2 times a? So b over 2a is going to go right in there. Half of a fraction is double in the denominator. So I'm going to get b over 2a. Okay? All right, friends. B times b is? B times b squared.
B squared.
2 times 2 is? A times a is?
Here's a squared.
Okay, so I just squared b over 2a. If I add that here, I'm going to add it here. Okay? I want to clean this up. Take a look. I have 4a squared as the denominator there. I have a here. So I'm going to multiply this by 4a and 4a. Okay? So I'm going to get minus 4ac plus b squared over 4a squared. We're ready for the famous root. Don't forget the I'm going to rearrange the order. B squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Square root of 4 is 2.
Yeah.
Square root of a squared is
I don't know.
You said what?
2a. Clean it up. And this cleaned up is this, which the song that you're going to walk out of here thinking about is ready? X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Hey, bring that paper back tomorrow. No assignment tonight, though.